Quarterback has it, looking to his left, throwing in that direction, going for the home run ball. Eastern Michigan, touchdown!
Thanks for joining us on Chippewa Rewind for another episode. Coach John Bonamigo, I'm Adam Jacksa. A tough one on Tuesday night. Your kids battled so hard, came all the way back late in the fourth quarter, and then they get a touchdown to win it. What did you think of the team's performance on Tuesday, Coach?
Well, I told them after the game that I was disappointed in the loss, but not disappointed in them individually. It's hard to lose. It's not something that we take lightly. It's something that we'll never accept, but it has to start with the effort, and I thought the effort was there. We just didn't really play well enough to win. Made too many mistakes throughout the course of the game, on all sides of the ball in every phase. And, you know, when you do that against a good football team, you're going to find yourself in a position where you're trying to come from behind, which we did, and, you know, battled back, but you know, just didn't have enough juice at the end to lock the thing up. So it's very disappointing. It's a missed opportunity, and you know, you don't get those back, unfortunately. I mean, there's an old saying in the NFL that there's three things that you can't take back: the spoken word, the pull back, the clenched fist, and you don't get back missed opportunities. And you know, we're learning some hard lessons right now, and we have this season.
You guys were down for most of that game, 20-7 going into the fourth quarter, but your defense just kept you in it, held them from getting touchdowns. What did you think of their effort on it?
I thought they had a great effort in the second half, you know, really up until the final drive. We put them in some bad positions with field position, ball at midfield, and they just kept answering, coming up with stops. And, you know, just unfortunately, you know, didn't have enough. You know, you get beat on a 4th and 6, and then, you know, really a perfectly thrown pass, which we're going to see. It's a tough way to lose. You know, again, you got to give Eastern a lot of credit. They've, you know, they earned that win, and you know, they made plays, and they made more than we did.
All right, let's take a look at the final regular season game for Central Michigan down in Ypsilanti on Tuesday night. And Central Michigan on defense here, you stop them to a 4th and 1, and they were able to bust it open for a touchdown.
Yeah, this is a missed check. We went to a sneak check, which was the incorrect call, thinking that we were going to get quarterback sneak. They end up running the lead play there. So, you know, we get outnumbered, and they get some blocking angles, and it ends up a touchdown. So, you know, that's a situation that we had in practice. And you know, something that we were prepared for, but again, it comes down to formation recognition and communication. And in this case, we didn't communicate or adjust properly. And you know, that's what you talk about when you say, you know, a missed opportunity. We had a chance to get them off the field there, or at least let them just, you know, make them play for another set of downs. But in that case, we ended up giving a long touchdown run and spotting them 7 points.
Did it throw off your guys at all that they hurried up to the line before they snapped that ball?
Again, it's not something that we weren't prepared for. This is something that they had shown consistently throughout the year. We were able to pick up on that in our film study. We were able to simulate it in practice and get it executed in practice, but just didn't execute it right there in the game.
7-0 Eastern Michigan early first quarter. They're driving again, and Amari Coleman, who's been one of your best cornerbacks all year, gets a big interception.
Yeah, this was a nice job by him of taking the ball out of the air, going up and getting the pick. I think that's his 4th one on the year. Brings it out of the end zone, is able to get it out to close to the 20. You know, just a great job right there by Amari and our whole defense.
Yeah, 4 interceptions for Amari, 2 pick-6s this season. This one, they do get it over the top, and it's another touchdown.
Yeah, this one, again, you talk about big plays and not letting them win over the top. They get this, you know, go route here. Amari kind of gets caught looking in the backfield, or maybe anticipating an out cut there, and the kid runs by him, ends up in chase mode, and Broback makes a nice throw there for the touchdown.
So it's 14-0 Eastern Michigan. They're in control, but then we push to the second quarter. Your team needs to go on a drive offensively, and they go up top to your big play guy, Corey Willis, with another tremendous catch.
Yeah, Corey's now over 1,000 yards on the season. This was a great play off of play action. We're able to get single coverage out there. Cooper lays the ball out, and Corey does a nice job of going to get it.
Yeah, you mentioned he's over 1,000 yards. The last Chippewa receiver to do that was Titus Davis. So great company there for Corey Willis. And then finishing the drive, as many of your drives finished on Tuesday night, Devin Spalding back, and he scores.
Yeah, the first of his 3 touchdowns. This is a great job of blocking up front. We get a little crease. Took him a while to signal the touchdown. I don't know why. Watching all the replays, it was pretty obvious that he got in. But, we get back in within 7 and make it a 1-score game. Going into halftime. Had a shot at the end, had a long field goal attempt. Can't hold the 50-plus yarders against Brian. He had the leg, just a little bit left. I thought he gave it a good shot.
Yeah, not easy to make a 55-yarder. As Coach said, 14-7 at the break. You started a bit slow, get down 14-0, but they battled back. What did you tell the guys in the locker room at half?
I just felt like we were a better team than we were playing. We needed to shore ourselves up defensively and get some drives going on offense, and really challenged them to come out of the locker room with more fire, and I thought that they responded the right way.
We'll take a look at the second half as the Chippewas try and come back in Ypsilanti, down 14-7 at the break.
The game is bigger than quick hands, breakaways, or finger rolls. It's bigger than layouts, sellouts, and shooting the lights out. It's bigger than cannons, bells, and wagon wheels in any stadium, field, or score. Because when you play the game for the integrity of the sport, with character, honor, and heart, the game is bigger than just a game. It's a foundation for life.
We'll go I formation on 4th and inches. Going to hand it off to Spalding, looking for a hole. Busted to the outside. 40, 30, he could go. He will go. 20, 10, touchdown Devin Spalding, 41 yards, and the Chippewas tie the game at 20.
Back on Chippewa Rewind, Central Michigan down 14-7 at the break, and we skipped through most of the third quarter. You hold them to a couple of field goals, so it's still a 2-possession game, and late in the third quarter you need to mount a drive, and again, Corey Willis, another big 16-yard catch.
We seemed to have some success when we were throwing it on first down, and again, here's another play off of play action. Corey's on the comeback, catches it, makes the first guy miss, second guy miss, third guy miss, fifth guy finally gets him after about 6 yards after contact. That's a great job of running the route, creating separation, but also yards after catch.
7 catches for 125 yards on Tuesday for Corey Willis, and Spalding, we saw his first touchdown. Here's a great effort as he gets his second.
This was a really great job of being aware here and really using change of pace. I wasn't sure that he stayed in from my vantage point. I got a chance to see it on replay, and it just was pleasantly surprised by the cut that he made right there to get the ball in the end zone. It's a great run.
Great balance, as you said, 20-14, Chippewas right back in it. And before we show your next drive, Coach, 2 times Eastern Michigan started with the ball right at midfield, and your defense was able to shut them down and held them from scoring any points. I think a big swing point in the game.
It was. I thought our defense responded really well in the second half, like I said, except for, maybe the last drive. But, they got it together. They were playing really, really good defense at that point in the game.
This is an important juncture, 3rd and 1. You're backed up in your own territory, and Cooper Rush is able to hit one of his favorite tight ends, Tyler Conklin, for 12.
Yeah, and again, off of play action, 3rd and 1. Little, high-low concept there with Bocce in the flat, and then Conklin in behind. Coop makes the read, hits Conklin, and we get the first down easily right there.
And here's the biggest one of the day, a 4th and 1 right at midfield, 41 yards out, and Devin bursts through for a touchdown.
Again, a little bit tit for tat. I mean, kind of ironic how things work out, but we get a really good block there at the point of attack. And then another great block there in the open field by Corey Willis. Devin gets the crease, and he does the rest. It's a great job of finishing out the run.
I know you're never going to want to take points off the board. You're excited to get the lead 21-20. Were you a little disappointed that you scored so fast to give them the time?
Well, I mean, I was talking to, Coach Watts and the offensive staff on that drive. We had 3 timeouts, 2+ minutes to play. I said, let's slow it down. Let's make sure we use all the clock. Again, you just never know how things are going to happen. The important thing is to get the score and take the lead. The clock is secondary. Again, on one side, it was nice to get it in one chunk like that. On the other hand, you end up leaving Eastern plenty of time to operate with. So that's just the way the game goes.
Chippewas take their first lead with 2:34 to play in Ypsilanti. The fans were fired up, a good crew that went down to watch you guys on Tuesday. 21-20, and this is an opportunity to win it right here, 4th and 6, and they get the first down.
Yeah, this was very disappointing. We should be playing inside leverage at the bottom. We jump outside, give up the slant route. The backer there also, didn't take a great angle on his drop. Should be pushing to the flat, but should get underneath the slant route first. So, we give up a first down there all we have to do is get them off the field and the game's over. And so that was again, credit, gutsy call by Eastern. I thought they might kick the field goal. That kid's pretty highly touted. But then going back in retrospect, he did miss a 41-yarder. I think they may have been concerned with our rush. We've been successful blocking kicks this year. But still, we just got to be able to come up with a play right there in crunch time. Thought we had the right call, just poor execution there. And, unfortunately, we give up the first down.
So Eastern gets the first down, and then, Coach, very next play, take us through it. What did you see on this as they get the touchdown?
Well, I saw a very, very perfectly thrown ball here. The ball came out quick. I thought Sean was in good position early. Thought he probably should have, punched through the pocket, gave himself up, maybe dove a little bit prematurely, which, causes you to lose power anytime you're in the air. Try to keep, get at least one more foot in the ground and push through that pocket. But again, credit to Eastern. They made a play in the final seconds of the game, scored the touchdown, and it was enough to get them the win.
Chippewas fall 26-21 and move to 6-6 on the year. Eagles to 7-5 after a Hail Mary goes away from Cooper Rush. He threw it away, got picked off. A real tough game to end the regular season. I'm sure it wasn't great in the locker room after. Guys frustrated. How do you guys regroup, though, and come back from this difficult loss?
Well, hopefully we'll get a bowl bid here in the next few days. I said last week that 6-6 wasn't going to guarantee us anything, but looking at the big picture and with the number of bowl slots available and the number of teams that are currently qualified, I think there's there are 16 teams playing for 12 remaining slots, or 16 teams that are not eligible playing for 12 remaining slots, and that would make all of those teams if they all won 6-6. So I think the odds are very heavily in our favor that we'll get a bowl bid. We're gonna start bowl preparation with some young gun practices in the upcoming week. Just to take advantage of those extra days while we wait to see where we're going and who we're going to play. We'll also get busy with recruiting. But, these are tough lessons to learn for a program. We're still growing. We're in our second year. And, you preach things throughout the year in the off season. Sometimes a child's got to touch the hot stove and burn their hand for the lessons to fully sink in, and I believe that's what's happening. We're just going to stay with the process. We're not going to change our mindset or our expectations. We're not going to change the things that we're committed to. We're going to continue to work harder and smarter, and and we'll get there. It's disappointing because, I feel like we're much better than a 6-win football team, but that's what we are, and that's where we are. And so, God willing, we have one more chance to play and one more chance to go out and prove ourselves again and end the season hopefully on a high note.
All right, Coach. Well, we look forward to finding out where you guys go. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll keep an eye out for that next game coming up.
Thank you very much, and for everybody out there that supports us, I want to thank you once again. Appreciate it, and fire up Chips.
All right, he's Coach John Bonamigo. I'm Adam Jacksa. For all the bowl information, make sure you check out cmuchippewas.com. Until next time on Chippewa Rewind, thanks for watching, and fire up Chips.